Good afternoon, welcome. Well, it's October, so I thought it might be fitting for me to tell you a scary story to open up with. So if you need your nerves calmed, sit with someone that's kind and careful. Okay. So this is the way the story goes. A man was walking home late one night when he hears a bump, bump, bump behind him. Walking faster, he looks back and makes out an image of an upright coffin banging its way down the middle of the street toward him. Bump, bump, bump. Terrified, the man begins to run toward his home. The coffin bouncing quickly behind him, faster, faster, bump, bump, bump. He runs up to his door, fumbles with the keys, opens the door, rushes in and slams and locks the door behind him. Clappity bump, clappity bump, clappity bump on the heels of the terrified man. However, the coffin crashes through his door and the lid of the coffin opens. Rushing upstairs to the bathroom, the man locks himself in. His heart is pounding, his head is reeling, his breath is coming in sobbing gasps. With a loud crash, the coffin starts breaking down the door, bumping and clapping towards him. The man screams and reaches for something heavy, anything. His hand comes and rests on a large bottle of Robitussin. Desperate, he throws the cough syrup at as hard as he can at the apparition, breaking and splashing it all over. And the coffin stops. We've got some hearing assist devices for those of you who may want them. We have two designs. They don't require hearing aids. They're completely independent of that. So if you want them, we have 4 here today. You're welcome to use them. It's a very simple operation. The volume is here. You turn them on and turn them up as loud as you want them. So anything that goes through our PA system will work on these. And I've checked them out, and mostly it's pretty good stuff. So, of course, it won't help the joke. So, yes. Would you like the heavy one or the small one? You bet. I know. There you go. We got 2 more in the back, one of the small ones, one of the big ones. Let's ask the Lord's blessing as we meet together. I'll ask him to forgive me for that joke. Father, what an awesome day you've given us, a day that we have to enjoy and to make a difference in our world. And now, Lord, as we meeting together to see what's happening and what the exciting things are that are coming, we ask for your blessing and your participation. All of this we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. What's in mine? Must be Dale, Linda, and Tracy.
Hello, everyone. Good to be here. Really it is. So, I'd like to give an update on all the remodels that are going around campus. We do have some slideshows that we are going to show later on here after a couple of these updates. First of all, the healthcare center is definitely well underway. We're in midway in the painting stage of Wing C. We are going to be through Wing C by the end of October. We're going to be moving on into memory care after that, and then we're going to come back over to the healthcare center and go into Wing B, and then A, and then of course we'll go upstairs to E and F. But if you haven't seen that yet, you might want to just make your way over there. It's coming along really well. Wing D is complete except for wall art and furnishing, which is ordered and has not been shipped yet, but we do plan on having it towards the end of the month, and hopefully the second wing will follow shortly after that, so we can try to keep up with the contractors that are over there that are finishing these. We would like to get the wall art and the furniture up before residents actually start tagging them. So, but yeah, go on over there, they're looking real good. We have an update on the property that we just acquired over here, adjacent to the AL. Wednesday of next week, we have a couple things happening. We have an excavator going out there to demolish and demo the barn and the home. Also take down 90% of the vegetation. We also have and hired 3 companies, an architect, a civil engineer, and a surveyor. The surveyor also will be on site on Wednesday. He'll be staking it out so we can get 4 grades of the new shop that's going to be built out there. It's a 2-story, just a little under 4,000 square foot. Very much needed for the maintenance, transportation, landscaping, and IT actually. So that's happening over on that property. And then we have the VA. So I'm going to turn that over to Tracy real quick. Yeah.
We'll take turns kind of
Yeah.
giving updates. We got pictures here to show you. So I don't know, Dale, if you want to talk.
Yeah, so this picture here is, if you've been over to the VA, and the old fireplace where it used to set is no longer there. We've taken out the gas fireplace and we put in an electric fireplace. This fireplace here is 6 feet long. It's a really nice looking fireplace. I actually own one, not that big. I actually own a regular size one, but it's absolutely beautiful. It does give out quite a bit of heat, and but that's what this is. This is the fireplace setting area.
Okay, this is the hospitality area. So previously there was coffee and creamers and cups and things out on that little cart that was by the window. This is going to be its new home, and maybe Linda can add a little bit more there, but it's going to open up that window area, which is a wonderful thing. And so this is right inside the front entry there.
There's nothing really changing
Yeah,
there.
same thing.
This location.
Same thing, new location. Okay.
So this area here is our new mail area. Mail area. There's going to be 75 mailboxes here with, let's see, 7, 8, 9 large boxes for outgoing mail. There's also going to be a little area off to the lower right-hand corner where we can all bring our packages. If we have large packages, we can set them down while we're mailing or picking up mail. But this is right inside, right off to the left of the main foyer.
And another thing that's important to note is these are all at a lower height, so if you're in a wheelchair or whatnot, you can reach your box. Okay. So this is the hall from the front resident entrance there, facing back towards the game room and where the vending machines and things are. On your left, you can see what's going to be the ice cream shop. The word's out about that. And then on the right is the dining room. Yeah.
So I'd like to add something to the wall to the right. And we're right now in the painting stage. Finished carpenters and also cabinetry is actually about ready to land on this job. Where the wall off to the right is, what's hanging in between the pillars is suspended windows that will have some type of a fogged-like type glass, so you can still see, get a lot of light, but still have that privacy of eating in the dining room and eating or serving, getting served off that salad bar, which is off to the other side of that wall.
So the ice cream shop is going to consist of a soft serve ice cream maker, which will be self-serve, and that will be open all day long. And it's going to be designed to be able to use that as a dessert if you're dining in the dining room, or to carry out as well. We'll have both dishes there and cones that you can eat in, carry out. In addition to that, it'll basically be one long counter along one end of that room, and there'll be the ice cream maker with the cones and dishes and some toppings and syrups and goodies like that. And then next to that will sit a small countertop freezer and a countertop refrigerator. And those will be designed for carry-out items, much like what we've started over here in the Central Blend a little while back. So those items will be available also all day long during the whole period that that area is open up. And then, can you go back to the last one? I wanted to talk a little bit about the salad bar. One more.
There is another shot.
So, oh, is there?
Yeah.
Okay,
You want to go ahead?
Yeah.
okay,
Go there.
okay. And do you know off the top of your head about the time for the build out of the salad bar? Are we a couple weeks away from?
Yeah, right now we are definitely a couple weeks out. So what will happen is our cabinetry will go in, all our finished carpentry will go in, and that will take a good portion of a week or two. After that, all of our appliances will land, which will be the salad bar. And so shortly after that, our scheduled date is still ahead of schedule. Everybody is wanting to eat Thanksgiving dinner in here, and I'm doing my best to make that happen. But right now, we are a week ahead of schedule, so I'm tasting drumsticks as we speak.
So that whole area with, where the pillars are, that's all going to, those pillars are actually going to be built into the salad bar. So this is a custom salad bar built in place. I'm loud enough. I usually hear that I'm too loud. So the salad bar also, our plans for that will be to have it open all day long during our service hours. And it'll be designed both, again, where you can dine in the dining room with what you choose off of the salad and soup bar, or you can simply carry it out if you don't want to dine in the dining room, if you want to grab something maybe to take home for later, and you don't want to, come into the dining room and be waited on at your table. And, a lot of times we hear from folks that they have appointments and things like that, and they just want to grab something fast and leave. So I think that this, with the salad and soup bar and those other offerings in that ice cream shop area, we're really excited about this because we feel that it's really going to round out our program and offer an option, an easy, carry-out option that you can actually see the food and choose what you want to take. That's a piece that's really been missing from our dining program. So this remodel is really exciting because it really fulfills kind of the end of the last couple years' evolution of our dining program. So the way the soup and salad bar will work is if you choose to dine in and you're maybe adding just a little dish of something onto your meal, that would be charged like as an a la carte item. If you decide that you're going to carry it out, then we're going to be using a scale, and it would be charged by weight. So that gives you the option of, if you're just wanting to take a little bit off something off the salad bar, or whether you want to come in and get a couple meals worth of things off of the salad bar. You'll have the option to do that. So the photo on the right side of that slide, is that new kitchen service galley, well, dining room service galley. So that is the area that is just inside the dining room, next to the kitchen. And basically what we've done there is mostly enclose that whole mess that you see as servers are running around, you know, getting your beverages and doing all of the other things that it takes to service your table. We're hoping that that'll help mitigate some of that noise. As the service team is working, it can be a very noisy environment, so we're hoping that in addition to, you know, alleviating that eyesore of seeing spills and the kind of madness that happens behind the scenes, that also it'll be a little bit quieter in there as well. Okay.
Just some more views here, really. The galley area is to the far right of this picture. That's just from the back corner looking into the dining room. And that's from the hall facing back into the dining room. That's, again, where the salad bar will be between those two columns.
Oh, one of the other things that we have always missed in that dining room is the staff hasn't had any refrigeration out front in that area. So we have to store all of our beverage items and ice and things like that back in the kitchen, which obviously isn't a very efficient way to accomplish table service. So all of those items will be closer at hand also and lend more efficiency for the servers as well. Okay.
I have a couple photos I was going to share for fun. Is that all right? Yeah. Okay. Maybe. Okay. Push harder. Okay, this was just a beautiful day, and I was doing some investigative work on some windows. Anyways, I got to stand there and enjoy that view, and I had to take a picture. It's just gorgeous. Can you believe that's where we get to live and work? See the mountains and the trees. So that's, and the future place on phase 2. Okay, these next ones, I feel like God sometimes gives me images that encourage me. You may think it's kind of silly considering the picture I'm going to show you, but let me explain. And the landscaping team might be upset with me because I think they would consider this a weed. So don't tell them. But this caught my eye one day walking in, and it made me think of a couple things. One is, have you ever heard the saying, stuck between a rock and a hard place? Yeah. That's certainly this little plant. I think we can all relate to that. But also the phrase or the saying, grow where you are planted. You've heard that one. Sorry, I thought I could get through this in a breeze, but anyways, sometimes we're all planted in challenging places or situations, yet God gives us the strength to overcome. Sorry. And He gives us the ability to grow, even if it feels like we're growing in a crack in a rock. Anyways, cool picture. I enjoy it. I hope you do too. And this guy made me laugh. I mean, look at him. He's just going for it. Right down the center of the path. Fearless, leaving his mark, and taking on the world. So if that doesn't encourage you. That is the path coming into it's a little snail. Can you see it? I should have zoomed in. This is the path coming in under the sky bridge here. Talk about encouragement, right? Go for it, huh? All right, those are my fun photos. Thanks, guys.
He heard where the dining room was. So, one of the things I wanted to talk about today is a subject that we revisit every month, and that is when we reach the end of the billing period and we have the month-end rush to spend down dining accounts. This can be a source of irritation for a lot of folks, and I want to talk about the fact that it's to a large degree it's caused by a very good thing. It's an unintended consequence of having a dining program that is very open and has a lot of choices, because some communities operate dining programs where that would be a non-issue because there's no reason to have like additional credits in an account at the end of the month, because there isn't such thing as an account, because they don't offer the same level of flexibility or options. And so the pain that we feel at the end of the month is actually the result of having our very open, flexible, and choice-driven dining program. So there are some things that we can do to mitigate it, but most of what it would take to really change the way that we experience it each month is for folks to change their habits. We basically do in dining services what we can do. We staff a little bit heavier on those last few days. We anticipate that there's going to be a big run on things like bottles of wine and steaks and those more premium menu items. So we do those things, but we could bring in lots of extra staff, but we still have the same facility, the same size kitchen, the same equipment to work in. So we can only mitigate it to a certain level from the perspective of dining management. And really the rest is up to you. We've talked before about, why do you leave all those credits in your account to the end of the month? If it's because you're not sure what your account has, like maybe midway through the month, and you don't want to overspend, we can always provide you with account balances. So I want to make sure everybody, I know a lot of folks are used to getting receipts. I know in the past we have had issues, but I think those issues with accuracy and account balances, I think we're long past all of that. So if that's holding you back for asking for receipts, so that you keep up to date on your account balance, please don't be afraid to. We're 99.9% accurate. I think Tracy is getting very few concerns brought to her. Bert, I think you don't see a whole lot going on in the dining room in reference to incorrect account balances. So the other thing then that folks can do is maybe avoid those peak meal times on those last couple of days, because that really is 90% of the issue. Everyone's in the habit of coming in, you know, maybe at a certain time for lunch and dinner, and if we're going to, you know, if you're bringing in more guests, because that's one of the things that a lot of folks do is bring in more guests at the end of the month, then just make sure to expect that that's going to happen, and maybe consider coming in, you know, a little more off the peak time, maybe a half hour sooner or a half hour later. So those are the things that you can do to kind of help, you know, control some of that pain that some folks feel at the end of the month when there might be an hour, you know, to wait for a meal. One of the things that we're going to try to do this month, we know that it's been a little bit more of a struggle as we've only had the one venue open, the Timber Grill, through the whole remodel, and that has exacerbated everything, you know, this last month. So one of the things that we're going to do this month is on the 24th and the 25th, we're going to offer buffet service in the Timber Grill. That will help speed up service a little bit, and it'll also give us an opportunity to change up the menu a little bit and offer some, you know, items that aren't on the regular menu. So we're hoping that that'll help everybody out a little bit. You know, I'm sorry that at the end of the month we have that pain, but again, it really is the result of a good thing. It's the result of having a program that lets you choose, you know, how you want to use those dining credits and when. I wanted to talk a little bit more about the salad and soup bar and take any questions, if there were any very specific questions about those things, because I know that when we reopen, and at this point, once Dale gives us a date when we can reopen the dining room, we may be opening those things in stages. The reason being, we know it's going to be a very different environment physically for some folks to get used to, and there's going to be a learning curve for our staff for you know, taking care of, setting up, and maintaining that salad and soup bar and the ice cream. That's kind of a big undertaking for us. And it's very possible, depending on the timing, as Dale said, we're trying to get in there for Thanksgiving dinner. And so I'll be sending out, as we get closer to the reopening, a schedule of how we'll time the opening on all of those items. So I just wanted to make sure that folks know that we may not be opening everything all at once on the same day, or, you know, during the same week. We may have to do a little bit of staging there. So are there any questions specific to the salad and ice cream, Jay?
Linda, say you want a quick ice cream cone.
Mm-hmm.
You want to hurry up and take it through, when, where do you pay for it?
Great question. Thank you for asking that. So he's wondering when and where you would be paying for, like if you just wanted to come in and grab an ice cream cone. So the dining room staff, we're not going to have somebody absolutely dedicated to that whole area in terms of like a cashier standing at a terminal. There will be an element of trust here. It certainly is going to be, you know, a possibility that folks can kind of skate in and skate out without, you know, using their cards for their transactions. We hope that a lot of that wouldn't be happening. We trust that it probably won't. Because the end of the salad bar, the furthest west end of the salad bar, is where we will have a point of sale terminal, and that will actually have a scale attached to it, and that's where we would weigh out, and it would automatically show on the point of sale what the charge would be for the salad bar items that would be sold by weight for carryout. But one of the staff members, you would just walk over to that point of sale terminal with your ice cream cone, and someone will jump over and take care of your transaction. Ellie?
Will you still be able to order off the menu when you start these extra buffets?
You mean at the end of the month, those 2 buffets that I was referring to?
Yeah, during the week you said.
Yeah, it'll just be 2 nights, and it will be just buffet only. Not on those 2 evenings. We're not doing it all day long. It's just the 2 evenings, Thursday the 24th and Friday the 25th. But I think that there's things on the buffet that will suit most folks and diets and appetites. Any other questions about the solid soup ice cream? Okay, thank you. Who's next?
It's my turn. I realize that I don't ever introduce myself, so I'm Hillary Boyce, Director of Life Enrichment. There we go, I've done it now. Thank you for trying out the earphones. How is that working? Good? We do have those earphones. Thank you very much, Cliff, for putting those together. I think that's really a super important thing for us to have available. But they're available here as well as the chapel now. So if you want to use them, how's it working for you?
Good.
Perfect. I love it. Okay, excellent. So I just wanted to talk real quick about Halloween, which is coming up here at the end of the month. If you haven't been here before, as well as those who have, but it's a little different because of the remodel that's happening. We're not going to be doing the harvest party with the kids this year. We've only done it for 2 years, maybe 3 years, not very long. But we're in too much competition. Every church in downtown Dallas, everybody's doing these events now, the trunk or treats and different things. And we just weren't getting very many kids for that. But we are going to continue to do the trick or treating. The trick or treating will be from 6 to 7:30. If you wish to give out candy, bring your candy on down here to the Cascade Commons. And this is where we're going to direct all the kids for the independent living, and then they can go to the chapel for more candy, and then on to assisted living for even more candy. So if kids come here, they're leaving with a bag load of candy. They're going to score. So that will be on Halloween. Village Perspective, I just wanted to say really quickly that we're going to be reforming it a little bit. You'll learn more about it in the coming months. But I just wanted to put it out there. We're actually going to start making it a campus-wide newsletter, which I think is really going to be fabulous to bring us all together a little bit more. And going to open it up to having more people be able to participate and supply stories and articles for that. So you'll be hearing more about that. If that's something you're very interested in being a part of, you definitely want to touch base with Lori. Calling you out, Lori. Sorry. And we'll be signing more people up. But if we make it a campus-wide, we're going to have a lot more people to pull from, which will make it a much more exciting piece of literature to read. How about that? Symphony and wine tasting, those sign-up sheets are out. We had a great time at the symphony a couple of weeks ago. And that will be, we have two sign-up sheets right now for the next 2 symphonies, because they're a week after each other. One's the last Friday of October, and the next one's the first Friday of November. So both sign-up sheets are out. It's $15. I think it's filling up pretty fast. So if it's something you want to do, make sure you get out there. It's $15 a ticket, which is pretty amazing. It was a fabulous concert, this last one. And wine tastings will be resuming at the end of October. Feline Richardson, who's part of my team, will be the one driving. She drove the last couple of them. And the next one will be a wine tasting. It'll be at Van Duser's here in Rickreall. And we have a couple more planned for November too. We're planning putting together the end of our year. Can you believe it? We're in the last quarter of 2019. So here we go. So that's what I have. I will pass it off to Elisa now. Thank you very much.
Yes, I am short. Rita. Hello. I'll introduce myself also. I'm Elisa, the wellness leader here. So if you have questions about exercise classes or wellness related activities, let me know. If you want to use the exercise equipment in the fitness center, I will be the one to train you how to do that. So let me know. My announcements for this month are tomorrow. So you may have remembered back when we did Spring into Wellness when I made those smoothies. And then I did another one where I made some snacks. So I'm having another little cooking demo tomorrow at 3:30, and it's going to be fall themed snacks. So I hope you guys come and see if I can make a good snack. Next Wednesday, so the 16th from 10 to 12, we have a sign-up sheet out for fitness testing. We had one this morning, but it wasn't very full, I'll say. So I'm trying to get a bigger push for people to do this. So if you aren't sure what this is, Yaron from the rehab department comes down here, and it's just little, like, see how many times you can sit down and stand up in a certain amount of time, and bicep curls and stuff like that. So, and then he can tell you where you are compared to other people in your age group. And we're going to have, so we had one today, we'll have one next week, and then we'll plan on having one at the end of winter. So maybe you can try not to decline over the winter. Also, next Friday, the 18th, also thinking back to the spring, Francie did a demo for me that's called PIO, and I went and got certified. So now I'm going to make a modified version of PIO we're going to try out. And I know some of you said, I've seen this on TV or I've seen this done and it's pretty advanced. And yes, I agree with you, so that's why I'm going to make a modified version. So we can all do it, and we're going to try it out and see how it goes. And lastly, Friday, the last Friday of this month, I believe, at 10 o'clock in here. So this is our normal Drums Alive class time. But I decided to call it Drums Alive Open House because if some of you have kind of walked by in the mornings and seen us drumming and thought, that looks cool, but I don't want to, just jump in because we have quite a few songs. So if you want to try it out or you just have questions, you want to see what we do, feel free to come in and we will happily answer all your questions and play some songs for you, and you can join if you want. And if there's a lot of interest, maybe I'll think about having a beginner class like I have before, if people want to join. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. Also, if you are normally in my classes, I'm sure you have heard me say what the national day of the day is. If you haven't, so I don't know who makes it up, but I just look it up off the internet. Somebody comes up with there's a national day for everything. Like Monday, I think, was chocolate covered pretzel day. So stuff like that. So since I don't have exercise today, I get to tell you here. So today is National Moldy Cheese Day. So if you like, I think brie, gorgonzola, I don't know, blue cheese that has mold in it, not like it's, gross. Anyway, it's Moldy Cheese Day. I just had to share that. That's all I have.
realized after Hillary announced it and that I don't also introduce myself when I come up here. So I'm Lori, I'm the Life Enrichment Leader, and so some of the activities that I've seen you guys come to, and I help out or work with you guys, but I have some fun stuff. We have a very busy month. If you haven't noticed, there's a lot of sign-up sheets out, and there's not enough room. We're working on that. But tomorrow is our monthly lunch out. So tomorrow we're going to Moe's. We have a full bus already, but we are going to have a second bus. So there's still room if you want to go to Moe's tomorrow. I've never been there, but everyone's talking about it, so it should be a lot of fun. So we're leaving at 10:15 a.m. tomorrow. So if you want to sign up, there's sign-up sheets at both locations, or you can call me, I'll sign you up. So there's plenty of room. And then this Friday, we're going to do Stories by the Fireplace again. We've been doing those a couple times. We've been doing them at the pavilion, but with the cold weather and it's getting darker earlier, we're going to move that inside, and we're going to be at the lodge lobby this Friday. So we're going to hang out there and share stories. And let me tell you, you guys have amazing stories, so I love it when you come and you share them with us, because I get to learn more about you, and then your friends and other residents get to learn more about you too. And then next Monday, on the 14th, we're going to Tillamook Cheese Factory. So we've been waiting for the new cheese factory to open. I know it's been open a little bit for a while, but we're kind of waiting for school to start so that it wasn't going to be so crowded. So we are going on Monday the 14th. We have a lot of sign-ups, but there is a little bit of space. So if you still want to come, please sign up for that. That's Monday. And we're leaving, I believe, at 9 a.m. And then, talking about national days, of course, Elisa shared this with me. So Tuesday, the 15th of next week, is National I Love Lucy Day. And you guys know that I'm an I Love Lucy fan. And I have all the DVDs, so I will be bringing one and I will be showing it in the Lodge Theater next Tuesday at 2:30. So we can show as many as we want after, And then Tuesday, the following week, on the 22nd, I have a shopping trip, and I'm going to take you guys to the Super Walmart in Salem. So sign up for that. I just put that sign up out yesterday. So I already saw some names, so that'll be fun. And then Friday, October 25th, we have a guest speaker coming, and he's with Chemeketa Community College, and his name is Lance Betros, and he has been in the military. He has a long-standing history working with the government, and he's going to talk about the Department of Defense where he worked, and it's called Department of Defense 101. So that's on Friday, October 25th at 6:30 here in the Cascade Commons. So please sign up for these fun events, and if you have any questions, let me know. You can give me a call or stop me when you see me. And I wanted to also share with you something that's going to happen next month, but we wanted to get the word out now. The last 2 years, there's been an art show here in the Cascade Commons, and it's been on a Friday and Saturday. We are going to have our third art show. This will be the third year. It'll be on Friday, November 15th, and Saturday, November 16th, from 9 to 3 here. And if you want to provide any artwork to display or to sell, you can. I'm going to put up the flyers. I have registration forms. There's some at the front desk, but I have some here with me. I'll also put out the sign-up sheets. This is something that Stephanie Clarity had started, and she was in charge of. She's the volunteer coordinator, and I don't know if everyone's heard, but Stephanie is going to be moving on and going to another job, and she is going to be, today's her last day, and we're going to really miss her. But we're excited for her and all her new adventures, so we want to wish her the best. But if you want to say goodbye to Stephanie, she is here today, and she'll be here after the meeting's over, and if you want to say anything. But she was the one that started this, and got this going, and it's a lot of fun, and you guys have amazing artwork to show, and so if you really want to participate, please come and ask me questions, fill out the form. I'm here to help, okay? But that's all I have for now. Thank you.
Hello. I'm back. I don't know if you missed me or not, but currently I'm stuck between 2 time zones. I can't decide if I'm supposed to be awake or asleep, so I'm just in between. So I want to introduce our new residents. I'm so glad you came today. Moved into the lodge last month. Stanton and Addie Ricky joined us. If you'll stand up or wave your hand so they know who you are, that'd be fantastic. You're a lovely couple, and we're very blessed to have you here, so thank you. You have a birthday this month, Stanton? Do you mind telling me how old you're going to be?
I'll be 99 years old.
Woo, yeah. I consider us very blessed that he decided it was finally time to make a move. So thank you for choosing us.
My only regret is that I did not make this move sooner.
Oh, I love to hear that. Thank you so much. Well, welcome. Welcome to our family. I guess next we like to put out the what is it. So if you're new and don't know what that is, each month we share a picture. It's usually a very close-up picture of something in our community that we often pass by or see regularly, and then you can submit your guesses to the front desk or to Peggy or myself, and then we like to get a picture of the winner with whatever it was that was pictured. So this month, I don't even know what it was because I just got back, but Peggy came up with this little gem for you. So you can ponder that. Linda said she thinks it's moldy cheese. I think I'm going to go home and have blue cheese just for the fun of it. So for those of you that pass by my office and visit with me often, you know that I was gone for 2 weeks. I had the privilege to travel with a group of friends, and so I thought in the last few minutes that we have here together today, I would share some of my adventure with you. So you might wonder what TTT is. Have any of you here ever gone to Scott's Travels when we have them? Raise your hand. Should go. If you ever see that on your activities calendar, Scott is the son of a board member to Dallas Retirement Village, and he travels extensively, and he comes and he shares all of his pictures, and not only does he have great pictures, but he's a great storyteller, so you should come to those. But today I thought what we would do is we talk about Tanya's trip to Thailand. TTTT. So I threw this together in about 35 minutes. So I apologize in advance, but I wanted to share some of my adventure with you. Thought we'd start with some fun facts. So in Thailand, they have the Thai currency is called the baht, and the current exchange is about 3 to 1. So that means 1 penny US is 3 cents in the US. So makes it a great place to travel to because your dollar goes a lot further. As I mentioned earlier, time difference, so 14-hour time difference. So I'm currently at, let's see, it's 3 o'clock, it's 5 a.m. where I was 3 days ago. So that was a challenging adjustment. I'm still working on it. To fly to Thailand, it's about 20 hours of actual flight time. So when you throw in some layovers, it's a good solid 24-hour day of traveling. On this particular trip, we ended up taking a total of 8 flights. So we did a little bit of hopping around and having fun. In Thailand, they have religious freedom, but the primary practice is Buddhism. The average wage, and this is in Bangkok, which Bangkok is a very, very large city, they make an average of $824 a month. Do the math on that. And then for those of you that are familiar, that area, the area that I traveled to on this trip, was hit in 2004 by one of the largest recorded tsunamis. I think there were, they say, between about 230 and 250,000 lives that were lost. And I was on 2 of the beaches that were hit by that tsunami, so that was a very, it was very interesting. It was very emotional, and amazing what they've managed to accomplish in, 15 years, 14 years of rebuilding is pretty phenomenal. Fun stuff. So we arrive on our trip to the big city of Bangkok. If you'd like to focus on the far picture on the right, check out their infrastructure there. It's pretty fascinating. I wouldn't want to be an electrician to have to figure out where that short was. And those power lines are all low. I suppose if I ran and jumped, I might be able to touch them if I wanted to. So that was kind of fun to see when we're walking through downtown. In the evening time, we took in the big city of Bangkok in a group of 6, be safe. But the nightlife there is phenomenal. You can see by all the lights and the traffic. So completely different culture. Intriguing, not someplace I'd want to go and stay for 2 weeks, but fun to see. One more time. There we go. That's my sweetheart on the right. So in Bangkok, again, nightlife is very exciting. So they have these little hors d'oeuvres available for you if you'd like to try one. Scorpions, tarantulas, grasshoppers, all kinds of fun things. And yes, he did eat it. He said it was crunchy. I know, right? We're grossing everybody out. Oh, goodness. There we go. Okay, something more pleasant to look at. One of our first stops was, we took a plane and flew to Krabi. Beautiful beaches, sandy, gorgeous. I actually tried to share a video that I had of a rainstorm. So they had said, oh, there's a chance of rain today. And I mean, it's hot, it's humid, and all of a sudden you just hear this loud thunder. And when they say a chance of rain in Thailand, it's a monsoon. It just downpour, flooding, shoes are wet, pools overflowing. It was pretty fun. But lots of pretty things to look at. Those little boats are all up and down the coastline. They have the propeller to the engine sits way out on I'll call it a stick. That's probably not the technical word, but so they can come in very close up on the beach and then easily take you out. So that was kind of fun. Lots of scenery. We have fishing. We try to go fishing every time we leave town. We did not catch any big fish. We caught little fish like this, but they're beautiful. When you see that little guy up close, he's almost iridescent, very opal-like colors to him. Caught lots of those and threw them all back. So we, I think, went to 3 different places or so. I thought I would share with you some of the luxurious hotels that we stayed at. These is 2 different pools from 2 different locations, all gorgeous. We were traveling in the off season, so again, most afternoons I would say we had some rain, but we also had pretty much the resort to ourselves. I think at both of the main resorts that we stayed at, there were maybe 5 other couples in the whole place. So it was kind of neat. More pool action. We spent a lot of time there, of course, because it's nice and hot. Wait for it. Ah, look at that. So on our trip, we never paid more than $60 US for our room. And that gives you an idea. They were all oceanfront hotels. They all had beautiful pools, breakfast was included, and we never paid more than $60. Next stop was Koh Lap. This was one of the locations hit very hard by that tsunami in 2004. You would never know it. Very fun location. It's kind of on a little bit of a peninsula, so it's very quiet. It's neat too because there's some small vendors and restaurants along the way where you can stop and get food, buy a few things. This is also Koh Lap, but it's a little different beach area. This was called Smile Beach Resort. Just down from there was White Sand Resort, and the sand is very white, very pretty, gorgeous water. One of my favorite days is always, what we call it Wild Hog Day, when we go out and take the bikes, but we'll rent scooters. We did this in Indonesia. Scary. The traffic there is very thick, and they kind of make their own lanes. They don't do a whole lot of signaling. They just go for it. So we try to stick to the back roads, but we had a fun day adventuring out. We saw these lovely guys here on the road. They didn't appear to belong to anybody, just roaming around. But we rode up and down the coastline. We went to the Tsunami Memorial and did some shopping. Went to a waterfall. I went to a turtle rescue. So all kinds of fun stuff. And we did a lot of this. And that's because you could get an hour-long massage for somewhere between about $6 and $15. It was wonderful. So we would often make an afternoon of it. So the prices that they have listed here are in the baht. So if you figure, to get an idea, if you multiply it by 3 and divide by 100, you've kind of got your basic math to convert to US. So very inexpensive. Unless you're buying new American food. So if you eat Thai food, very, very affordable. If you want to go to McDonald's, not so good. We went to McDonald's one evening, it was on our way home, so it was at the airport. And we bought 2 full meals and 1 burger, and we paid $28 US. Our other meals would be about $6 to $8 per plate, and that was like at a restaurant, a full meal. So don't eat American when you go to Thailand. Patong Beach, so this is in Phuket, Thailand. It's kind of like a mini Bangkok, if I were to describe it. Lots of nightlife. You can get massages basically 24 hours a day. There'll be people getting massages right on this little main strip here where people are partying and having a good time. We were a little overwhelmed by the nightlife. So we oftentimes took these little vans that was kind of our tour guide, if you will. So we would just kind of drive around the city. And I think I'll have Elisa hit the 2 videos. So they play cool music. And then the next one kind of gives you a little better image of what we got to see when we were out. And this is kind of, again, just in the downtown area, but they actually cut off streets, like big city blocks, and you can't drive those streets, and that's really where all the action is. So, but it was a great time. I think my favorite part is probably, not the clicker, definitely not the clicker. But my favorite part of vacation was just hanging out with really, really good friends and catching a lot of really wonderful sunsets. So that was my Thailand trip. I just wanted to share a little bit with you folks. So I hope you enjoyed that. I can't believe it's the middle of October already, and gosh darn, I just got used to writing 2019, and pretty soon I'm going to have to start all over with 2020. It's going to be here before we know it. But as we get ready to approach next month, I just remind everybody to be thankful. We're thankful for you and appreciate the fact that all of you are here. All of our homes, of course, are spoken for. We have a waiting list, so we're just filling homes when they come available and just putting them on. So have a great rest of the month, and thank you, everyone.
Did you eat any of them critters?
I did not. No way, Jose. She asked if I ate any of the critters. No.
Where they cooked?
They're deep fried, and one of the friends I was traveling with travels all the time, and he has actually ate the tarantula, and he said that the big part kind of tastes like toothpaste. I didn't want to find out for myself. So, has anyone here been to Thailand before? Very nice. Very good. It was a lot of fun. I'm absolutely glad I did it. And I think next year we're going to try to go to Vietnam. So stay tuned.
It's on Thailand.
Oh,
I think it's next week.
so Lori was just sharing. If you would like to maybe learn more about Thailand, Scott's Travels will be next week. So you get to see more. You'll have to ask him if he's eaten anything crazy in Thailand, because I bet he said yes. He'll say yes. All right. Thank you, guys.